Hello everyone, it's Vi. We're checking out Untitled FPS game. This is a game I've not played before. We're going to give it a playtest and see what we can give for feedback. I've got the game page open here. It says, after an accident you have awoken as a cyborg. Seems like many crazy things have happened in the past 48 hours as well, with the previous crew being turned into mindless beasts. Seems like something has gone very, very wrong. Controls are movement WASD, jump is space, inventory is tab or I, light is T, hotbar 1 to 8, or equip. Use equipped item, left mouse click, interact, right mouse click. Menu is escape. Alright, so let's make an attempt at remembering this here. WASD space, inventory is on tab, the light is on T. It's a little bit of a reach to reach the T key. And then it looks like 1 to 8 keys for stuff, which is kind of a lot. I know that some people are kind of used to that sort of thing, but I'm not used to reaching that far for the number keys for equipment and stuff like that. In my opinion, not the best control scheme, specifically for equipping items, although it does... I say it's not the best, but it's not that... There's not like a really obvious replacement for this kind of thing, apart from obviously, making a game differently. But this is that sort of classic style thing, which I've always thought is kind of like, there's reasons why it's being left in the past, but nevertheless, not that big a deal. Use equipped item, left mouse. Interact is right mouse. Let's go ahead and actually try this out. I've not seen past the screen here, so let's go ahead and click on the options. We've got field of view set to 110, which is... Oh, 110 is the maximum. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and put that right to max, I think. 120 is probably what I'm used to anyways. I think. I don't think about that often, but mouse sensitivity value we'll see. But I don't see... Okay, clicking save does... I guess we have to click back to main menu here, but I don't see any options for, for exclusive full screen or VSync, which is not ideal for FPS games. So what that means is that with VSync being forced, there's going to be more input latency, which means that my aiming is going to be noticeably worse, which is kind of frustrating for any kind of FPS in particular. It's kind of the worst case scenario. So I don't know if there's going to be a lot of like fast and accurate aiming going on or not without having played it yet, but that's something that would definitely be appreciated, just to have the ability to... Steve Hellberg from Cybernetics. But yeah, just have the ability to set exclusive full screen mode as well as disabling VSync. We've got some text in the bottom left. I don't want to necessarily read everything, but he's telling me some things. It's very dark. I believe I can... that light is quite bright. But yeah, I don't like reaching for the T key. Like, I'd rather just hit F, F or E, or not R, because that's reload, but F would be a good choice, in my opinion. Okay, so he's trying to teach me some things. I would be careful about this kind of thing. It's so easy for players to ignore all the text in the bottom left, as you kind of see me doing. There's a number in the right. It says 33 out of 50. It appears to go down when the light is enabled, which is kind of sketchy. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a horror action game or something, like like I'm burning the lantern fuel in Amnesia or something. But yeah, it is a little questionable to have a rapidly depleting resource like that to even be able to see when it's like right in the first room in the game. Whoop. Oh, okay. So this makes a sound effect whenever I go over it. It's potentially a little annoying, but I don't know. I think it's right click to interact. I'm used to using like E to interact, so I'd probably prefer that, but why did that Was that like a bad guy or something, or did I trigger that? In any case, trying to right click this. This looks like something I could interact with, but it doesn't appear to work. I do feel like the field of view is a bit higher than I expected, so I thought that I can actually go behind these. Yeah, you run out of that flashlight really fast, but like if I lean forward and I squint, it's like I can kind of see without it, but I don't want to because it's really annoying to look at. So I'm not sure. I don't know what the idea is here exactly yet, where it's kind of like, yeah, you have a flashlight so you can actually see what the heck's going on, but then you only have a little bit of it before you run out, right? Can I right click on this? I keep wanting to like hit E or something, but yeah, it looks like, I mean, the stuff like this, it looks interactable, but it's not working. There's something in there. Seems like crouch is on a toggle. I'm used to holding it, but that's okay. It's just a thing for the options menu in the future here. I guess I gotta go the other way that I haven't yet to see what's over here. What are these? Computer keyboards. Oh, that was a little wonky. Trying to jump up onto things here. Whoa, what? Oh, okay, so the jump is just very strange. So for one thing, it's quite floaty, but also you have like full control as if you were on the ground while you're in the air, which feels very strange. So it also like stops instantly when you let off a direction. So it's I don't know how how long this game has been in development or anything, but it's pretty standard to have like something like half of the amount of control you have on the ground in the air, and also to have some like actual inertia. So like once I start moving, and if I jump while running forward and then I just don't press a button anymore, I'll just kind of keep moving in that direction until I like press another direction to counteract it, just inertia. So I ran out of the flashlight. I know I picked up a battery, but oh, so there's the inventory. Okay, so this right here disappears now when I go out of here, even though that was there before. It was just on the screen, so I don't know what's happening there, if that's a bug of some sort, or if that wasn't meant to be showing there in the first place. There's no way I can like click on these or anything when I'm playing normally. But in here it frees my mouse, so I have a battery. It looks like I have to click and hold on it before I can see the little description. I would prefer to just hover over it. Okay, so for whatever reason, it kind of draws underneath the hotbar, so it doesn't look right, but it's a simple enough thing, I guess. It's just a mild annoyance. This does look like it's going to Tetris a bit. I don't know that I can rotate this. I don't know if you plan to add that feature, but it might be nice to just have like, if you're holding it, then you could right click to rotate it or something. Audio log title. If I click this again, this window that popped up doesn't go away, so that's kind of weird. Now it's like permanently here. It's kind of, I don't get that. Cool title of keycard. Cool title of objective. Get to the elevator. You are not safe where you are. Steve has told you to get to the elevator on this floor. Get there without being spotted. I'm supposed to not get spotted. Interesting. And if I click on this, yeah, so I mean, this obviously you can tell it's kind of incomplete placeholder stuff, but it is kind of annoying that this pops up and then just never goes away at that point. So I guess I have to. Not sure why this is kind of smushed in the top right corner, but I guess I have to actually press. I'm going to guess that's the 1 key to use this. It would be nice to have like the Yeah, so it'd be nice to have like, you know, the number 1 here and then 2, 3, 4, and just to label these. And yeah, I mean, you could do like the Minecraft thing where you could have the scroll wheel, could like move a selection between these or something. I don't know if that would be worthwhile, but yeah, so what am I doing exactly? There's just like weird storage here. Oh, looks like I kind of climbed up here. I don't know what, it looks like I got a hammer. This is quite hidden. So I hope that that's not like a really critical item, because it's, I'm not going to say it's like a super secret or something, but it's just so easy for somebody to just not bother to look there. So there's also the question of what exactly is this for? Okay, that's what I thought. So it says it's like a weapon. Oh, I guess I'm holding it, but I can't see because of the fact that the game is so dark. So I can't see what I'm holding. Yeah, I'm not sure how much the developer intends for you to be able to see when the light is off. Because you can, but it looks really bad in my opinion in terms of just, you can barely see. It's annoying to look at like this, but it's doable. But also stuff like that, like just being able to see that I'm holding the hammer now, that's kind of important for, particularly for a new player that's trying to get accustomed to just the basic functions of how to control the game. Like one of the things that you have to kind of go through to learn, even though, you know, I've played games like this, so I have certain expectations of what's going to happen. Whether or not that's the case, there's still this process of like, okay, how exactly am I interacting with the game and how does it work? So I need to be able to see that, like, okay, I put that there and then I press the button and now I'm holding the hammer, but I didn't actually see the hammer come out because it's too dark, if that makes sense. So I kind of had to figure that out eventually, but in particular, if somebody doesn't have those expectations in the first place, they might have a little bit more trouble. So I'm not really... Oh wait, can I just use this on... Smash the computer. So there's a little box here. Oh. Oh, is this supposed to be rusty? Oh, okay. This is kind of... Alright. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a puzzle. I don't think this is... not my favorite choice for like a puzzle sort of thing. I obviously figured it out, but like the only thing to go off of is the fact that it looked kind of brownish compared to the other one, which wasn't. It just sort of, it's like, you know, a lot of people play this and they'll be like, okay, well that was kind of obvious enough, and then they'll just keep playing. But I can imagine that there could be people who play and they're just like what do you expect me to do here, and just not even think to do that. It's not really that obvious that you're supposed to find this. For one thing, okay, so the hammer was kind of rather well hidden in the first place, in my opinion, and then there's no reason to assume that there's a crate that just happens to be kind of brownish colored that you're supposed to find a hammer to smash it with. Like, it's a little bit of a sort of a
This is a test
a
for
logical
audio
leap
log
there.
1.
Okay, so there's just some placeholder audio. Well, now that I'm here, okay, so I'm just supposed to pick up the audio log from this guy? Is that all? But
This is a test for audio log 1.
yeah. Okay, so presumably once I get to here, I'm supposed to get some kind of more progression of some sort, which I don't believe I've gotten anything except a placeholder audio log. So that suggests to me one of two things. It's either that there's something else still that I need to do here, or perhaps there isn't anything else to do because the developer hasn't gotten that far with the game yet in terms of designing it. So I mean, either is possible. Oh, I got a little stuck I tried to jump and then walk backwards here. Oh. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Okay, I think there's like a climb mechanic. So what's happening is I press jump, and then it's like I just freeze, and now I can't move the mouse. Actually, if I move it really dramatically, I can see the hammer wiggling. But I'm just doing like little movements, and it feels like the game just froze, right? Because I can't see anything moving, and it just took control away from the mouse look. So it's very confusing all of a sudden. What I was trying to do was just hit jump and then press S to kind of go back onto this thing, but it kind of did this grab, and then it like I'm holding S right now, and it's did this grab, so it's like I'm stuck. That's what it feels like, but it's trying to do this climb. So I think you'd benefit from communicating that a little bit better, so players don't feel like the game is just locking up on them or something, for one thing. And maybe I don't know if there's a better way to do that in terms of controls. If you want to have a button press or something, probably not, but stuff to consider, because like I said, I was trying to do something different other than climb up there. But I picked up a syringe, it looks like. This is a healing stimulant. Guess we're gonna want that down here. Well, so far, I really don't know. This battery runs out fast. Is there? Oh, okay. So there's another one of these. Yeah, I mean, this would be easier to locate if I didn't have to conserve the flashlight battery so to such a dramatic extent here. But yeah, okay, so there we go. Almost out of battery again. Presumably that's just gonna die. I don't know what that sound was. Okay, so in the bottom left we're getting more text. Store requires a keycard by the corpse of Dr. Kronsky. Presumably is this person. Person has a disturbing look on their face. Is that glass? It might be, but it does not react. It looks like a sink. So yeah, I only have 6 battery left here, so that's kind of annoying because I can't really look at the game properly without that. It looks like I can activate that. I guess I got the key card. I picked up the key card, but I don't see it like in my inventory anywhere, so that might be... Oh, I guess it's here. I guess you have to click here. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I don't know what you're planning to do with all these and stuff, but I think I'd prefer to see that visually represented somewhere, just like when I open this menu, just see these are the things you have, rather than having to like find and click into somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe it's just fine the way it is. So it looks like a lot of doors. It looks like this opened up quite a bit, but so close to running out of the battery, I can't really look around here very easily. Stop, get back. There's a cyborg coming. Fungi, you're going to die. I'm like trying to like look in the bottom left to read while he's like yelling at me that I'm about to die from something here. So it's like, I don't know. It's hard to just like stop and stare at the bottom left because I'm kind of... There's this tension that I feel like I need to be paying attention to what I'm looking at around me, but all of the text is down there. taking my attention away to be able to read that. Hide in a room and wait for it to pass, then get in the elevator. Okay, that's perfectly fine. How am I supposed to know where it is? I can't. Okay, did I see it just there? Because I can't really see. I have three left in the battery here. I'm trying to listen. I don't really hear anything. Oh, okay. Well, I turned my volume up a little bit. I don't know if the... Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna die from him. I could try running. I kind of thought he was just gonna like instantly kill me, but it looks like it's at least... Oh, wow. Well, it's at least, what's the word? Was that the elevator I just randomly ran onto? It's forgiving enough that I didn't just instantly get massacred. I assume that was the elevator because it just loaded in another part of something. I feel like, let me check real quick what my volume levels are. Okay, so I'm not really sure. Not hesitate to kill anything. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if the audio mix in general is necessarily ideal in terms of being able to hear important things. Like, I guess there were footsteps. Like, I couldn't necessarily understand what the sounds I was hearing were, but I think they might have been trying to be footsteps. The cyborg guy walking around or whatever. So, you know, maybe the audio could have some work in terms of providing better feedback, but at least there, you know, I could tell that there was feedback there. It just wasn't... I had to kind of turn up my volume a bit and different things. But yeah, I can't really see very well, so that's kind of my biggest problem right now, trying to deal with this game. Okay, yeah, if I turn the volume up even more, I can actually hear my own footsteps. Again, it's like really quiet. It's kind of strange. I mean, most people have problems with like making all their audio way too loud, but I think in this case it's just a matter of the relative volume levels that haven't really been adjusted to perfection here. This looks like, what is that? It's some kind of a scanner for... It's like an airport X-ray thing, or a metal detector, and an X-ray belt or something. I don't know where I am. I don't think there's like a map or whatever, but maybe the level layout is a little confusing, but it's a little hard to say because of the simple fact that I just can't see very much to begin with, so that probably makes it a lot worse. I'm not sure. I mean, this isn't open, right? So yeah, it occurs to me... Okay, so this... Oh, I don't know. It occurs to me the developer maybe has...
Join us.
Interesting. Okay. That thing killed me real fast. I know I didn't have full health anymore, but I was trying to swing the hammer at him. I didn't exactly just sit there and let him kill me. I was like trying to, you know, move backwards, trying to swing the hammer. It didn't really work, so I felt like maybe that shouldn't have just killed me like that. It's kind of unexpected. How does this not work? Oh no. Okay. So will that bring me back to the elevator? I did flicker for a moment. Oh. Okay, yeah, okay. So it does seem to give me this checkpoint, it looks like. So it's like I can just press jump to go through here, so I don't have to like do a crouch jump. Oh, there's a battery right there, so that's nice to have. Might be nice to have a way to just use something straight out of the menu here if it's just this one-time use item. Maybe you don't want to have to drag it down here and then go back out and press the button. Books. Alright, looks like my health is 15 out of 50. I think that's on 2. Oh, it's healing over time. So I think there was... What is that? There's a person in there, for goodness sake. Yeah, I do think, you know, it could be possible the developer has their monitor settings quite different, so maybe they can see better in the dark here compared to this kind of eye strain that it's giving me here with my own monitor. I'm a little mixed up. I don't remember where that vent was. There it is. Right now I know the guy's there, so I can kind of just preemptively prepare for it. I also healed myself, but okay. Okay, yeah, so interesting. I'm not sure what the idea is here. For one thing, I think alright, this time that button worked. That's interesting. I believe the hammer is working as transport exchange. Okay, I believe the hammer is working with like a ray cast, so it's only hitting where the reticle is pointing, so you have to kind of aim it kind of accurately. This is, you know, how they did it in the olden days, which fits the aesthetic, but I find it really annoying for melee weapons to work this way. So what I much prefer is the idea of just putting like a big collider in front of you, because it doesn't really make sense to have a melee weapon that kind of works like shooting a bullet, if you know what I mean, or just shooting a bullet a really short distance, which is kind of what this is. And it does create these annoying situations where, particularly when you're in melee range with an enemy, it's really easy to just like swing the weapon and it just kind of like barely goes, like your reticle barely goes over their shoulder or something, or like, you know, it goes under their arm or something stupid like that, and then the swing doesn't actually hit them. I kind of felt like maybe that's what was happening there with that enemy once or twice when I was trying to swing at him, and it's just really annoying because it's like, you know, how do you miss a guy with a hammer who's directly like in contact with you? So yeah, just throwing that out there. But the other thing is, yeah, the guy being that fast and killing you that rapidly, I presume it's possible to kill him and not die, but there's a battery in here somewhere. Where is that battery? Apparently it has physics or something, so you can knock it around. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but I think it's right here. What's this? So I didn't actually use battery yet. I didn't do that. So I use the syringe. I'm only up to 35, it looks like. Yeah, why is this? Okay, so this time he died and didn't quite kill me, but yeah, so just in general, in basically any action game, there's this concept called damage avoidance, where you, as much as possible, want to ensure that it's always possible through skillful play for a player to avoid taking damage. So in this case, it feels like there's no way for me to avoid this guy eating like 20 hit points or whatever, at least by fighting him, because he moves faster than I do. And the only way I can kill him is by being basically in range for him to hurt me, so, because I only have this hammer. So there might, you know, it's possible there's another way to do this without taking damage. but it doesn't feel like it to me, so it's kind of annoying. I would suggest that you do your best to look for ways to make it so that you can fight and engage enemies like this without taking damage if you play well. So maybe increasing the range of the hammer a bit. That's another thing. So I'm not sure what the range is on the hammer right now. I haven't really been able to properly test that. But it is a common mistake with melee weapons in FPS scenarios that developers will make the range of the weapon too short. And the reason why is because when you're in a first-person perspective, you expect it to go a lot further than it actually does, to reach a lot further than it actually does. So you can't really gauge the distance properly in a first-person perspective. So it's just kind of the correct thing to do, quote unquote, to exaggerate how far the weapon could reach compared to like what it would do realistically, because it just feels so much better and it'll just be a lot more fun that way. So it looks like another rusty thing here. Oh, there's more of those guys. I think he's just gonna kill me if I try and go after him. So yeah, maybe it's possible to like wait for him to go away or something. Doesn't really feel like it in the context of things. So I'm hitting spacebar, I guess because I'm crouching I can't jump. It might be nice if you're crouched and you hit space for it to just leave the crouch. Yeah, so as far as the climbing goes, it takes some of your control away. Like I can't move left and right anymore, and I can't move the mouse anymore until I finish the climb by pressing and holding W until I've climbed up all the way. So what I think I would prefer is maybe if you press and hold the space bar, that it'll grab onto things, because I'm noticing like a lot of times when I don't want it to, it'll still grab onto something in the environment, and I'm just trying to move around and it kind of takes the controls away from me. So yeah, so in my opinion that would be a nice way to avoid that. You don't need another button or anything if you just have it so like if I press the spacebar I just jump normally, but if I'm holding it when I reach that position of where I could grab onto something, then maybe it would do the grab, so then it's not doing it when I don't want it to. That looks like a dangerous button to press, presumably. Something gonna fall down from the ceiling, or is the floor gonna open it? Or is that, oh, maybe this panel is gonna like smash me if I press the button there. That's what I'm guessing here. Looks like a ladder. Looks like a bathroom here, of all things. Oh boy. I don't feel like I'm well equipped to actually fight anything here. Yeah, so yeah, so I'm feeling like between the raycast sort of aiming, the melee that I already described is annoying to me, and the fact that the enemies seem to move around quite jerkily. Like it's already hard to sort of aim this sort of thing when you're in like really close range in an FPS. Without, like I said, just like going over the shoulder or under their arm or something, and you're moving around quickly. It's really easy to miss. Sometimes there's a bit of a lag, like it takes a while for the hammer to go forward after I let off the button here, or after I just click it once. A little bit of latency there before the attack actually comes out, and that can kind of complicate things. But on top of all of that, the enemies seem to move around kind of jerkily, and that just seems to kind of exasperate everything. So that might be a sort of a technical thing. This is probably something you could fix, but also, if you just at the least consider the idea of just use like a simple collider for the melee attack instead of this raycast sort of deal. I'd be able to hit these enemies a lot more consistently, which would be a lot less annoying. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like, I assume there's just an enemy to surprise me in here. It doesn't look like there's any things for me to pick up as of yet. another dead person. It's a little weird to have these whole bathrooms modeled out and nothing in here for me except for an enemy, which, you know, that doesn't give me anything. So it's just like I'm kind of wasting the battery by exploring this, which again, I'm almost out of that now. So I don't know if I missed something, but it would be nice to actually find something of worth in there. So it could be I just don't know what the purpose of that area is yet, or it could be that the developer hasn't gotten around to adding things in there. You know, who knows? But let's go up the ladder. Wow. Okay, so ladders are always an interesting thing, because there's so many different ways to do them. I think you got a good setup here. I think there's so many ways to do them and so many wrong ways, right? But yeah, I like this. This feels actually really good, in my opinion. It's a lot faster than I expected, but oh, now I'm stuck. Okay, so I was trying to press S to go back off. For some reason, that's not working, but I can go left and right. Okay, so that's a little weird. So I understand S is down when you're attached to the ladder, but I think when you're on the ground, I expect to be able to go back, just walk backwards to get away from the ladder here, rather than having to use left or right. Like, it makes sense if I go down and then I turn this way, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna walk sideways because I want to move in that direction, but if I'm facing this way, I want to press S to move in the same direction, you know, intuitively. So maybe if you could just add a little check for, like, if I'm on the ground, then S will do that instead of going down. Looks like I can kind of fall through the hole there too. Yeah, so I don't think there's like fall damage, so that's also helpful. There was a guy over there, I guess. So there's the slamming. I don't know if they fall rapidly or not. I don't know what the point of that even is. I guess I can go through here. It looks green. I don't have any more battery for the flashlight. I think there's a guy right there. Oh gosh, these guys are fast. Do they just move faster than I do? Thankfully there's some glass here. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Guess I just have to try and fight this guy. So I'm not sure if he moves jerky like that because he's like hitting a... I think they move faster than I do, and then like when they get into a range close enough to me, then they kind of slow down, and then it just kind of goes in a loop where it's... they're constantly accelerating and decelerating. I think that might just be it, but it looks like I can pretty much avoid the damage. It's just kind of annoying to aim, and they seem to have a lot of HP, at least for hammer damage. Yeah, it doesn't reach very far. So I guess they're all dead. I mean, that's not the most engaging combat scenario there, but we got some batteries finally. Can I... What if I do this? Can I equip the same thing? So this is all one item on... Oh. I guess the game knows that I have another battery, so it remembers that I set these up like this. I don't see a way to like unset these from the things down there, so I don't know if that would be something you might want to do. Or maybe just have it so you can only set an item to one button at a time or something. Pistol ammunition. That sounds nice to have. Okay, is that... It is. I guess I just go here. Oh gosh darn it. No. Oh, it didn't hit him. Yeah, these guys are awful. because you can't like just circle strafe around them or anything. All you can do is run backwards, and try and kill them before they kill you. That's what it seems like. But yeah, it definitely seemed like the range on the hammer is not quite what I hoped it was in terms of how far it could reach there. Yeah, so I'll probably wrap this up, but I didn't get the pistol or anything yet. I don't know how much more game there is here as of yet, but so far it's pretty interesting. There's definitely interesting elements here. I don't find myself liking the flashlight situation where it's limited by the battery, because it's just really annoying to play this game in the dark. The simplest thing you could do is just make the, just kind of crank up the brightness a little bit on the dark, so it's not like eye strain to try and play in the dark, which is what it is right now for me. It's really annoying. But yeah, I think I'm not sure what specifically motivated the idea for having the flashlights be limited by battery power. I know there's some other games that do things sort of like this, but I feel like I really, in order to interact with this game properly, I need to see properly, which is, as far as I can tell, the only purpose for the light so far. It doesn't actually affect anything in the game that I know of. It just makes it so I can see the game as the player. So it kind of makes me question, like, why kind of lock that behind this need to maintain batteries. So I mean, depending on what the developer might have in mind for what might motivate that, I guess I'm sure there's other things you can do. I mean, there's always things like, you could have like a rechargeable battery if for some reason you don't want them to always have the flashlight on. You could do something like have the flashlight be visible to enemies. I mean, that could be the case now. I don't know for sure. But you could have it so that the flashlight is like visible to enemies, so that they might find you if they see you using it. I'm not sure if that would be a good idea or not, but just as an idea, that would be a reason why the player might be encouraged to not always leave the flashlight on permanently without having to restrict it by a battery usage like this. But obviously there's different things that you can consider. You could just make the battery last like 4 times as long or something, but in my opinion, it's just annoying altogether. And it's the whole concept of it. I don't quite see what the game is gaining from that. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that I notice about just the whole experience. It's just so hard to see anything that I don't feel like I can properly appreciate the game and like all the details. There is something to say about having kind of a dark and claustrophobic game where you can't always see everything as well as you would like, but in this case it's sort of like this omnipresent, like you don't get to see sort of deal. And it's I just find it annoying. So hopefully that's useful feedback. The other big thing I noticed, of course, is just like some of the enemy design and like the hammer maybe not hitting as easily as I'd hope it would. And apart from that, it looks like you have some interesting sort of aesthetics and systems going on here. And I'm curious what else might be later in the game or planned for the future or whatever. But yeah, I hope that's useful to you. I'll go ahead and wrap this up. And feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next video.